And welcome back to another segment of Seneca Quimica, where we look at simple experiments and simple demonstrations, basically for the entry-level general chemistry or high school chemistry. And today we have just this test tube right here. And if you look, you might be thinking, oh, what's so special about this? Well, inside we have an element that is not seen very often anymore. This element is mercury. Number 80 on the periodic table, symbol Hg. Mercury used to be very common. You would find this in thermometers, barometers, at the doctor's office, in the blood pressure sphygmomanometers, and it used to be everywhere. But then about 40 years ago, a lot of research was coming out, and scientists realized, hey, this is a little bit toxic, not good for your nerve cells, your brain. So it was not used anymore in thermometers or barometers. It was very hard to find, but I found this, just on good old eBay, and kind of expensive, but definitely can't find it commonly anymore because it is prohibited in many classrooms and many labs and many industries. However, it's still used for many different things in dentistry and in gold extraction and for cool demonstrations like this as well. Anyway, so to be safe, you probably noticed here that it's in a test tube, but to be safe, I put it actually in 2 test tubes. So you could probably try this on your own. Inside is a standard 20 by 150 test tube. Put a stopper on it, sealed it shut with a hot glue gun. That's just a piece of foam, not a marshmallow. And then put into a larger 25 by 200 test tube, put a stopper on that, and sealed that shut with a glue gun also. So it's in 2 tubes, 2 glass walls, sealed shut twice. Should be very safe. Of course, I will not do this in any experiments, but for demonstration purposes, just inside the tube, I think it's very safe, and you can show people, and they could be wowed. Because let's face it, if you are 30 years or younger, you've probably never seen mercury in front of you. The first thing you'll notice is that it is liquid. Of course, it is metallic and looks shiny like a metal, but it is a liquid. Here's jiggling around. Second thing you'll notice, it's very dense. There's only maybe 2 milliliters in here, but as you shake it around, you can feel it. You can definitely feel the density of this. Only 2 milliliters, but probably around 20 grams. The next thing you'll notice is that the mercury is very cohesive to itself. You might be learning about intermolecular forces. This, of course, is an element, so there are no molecules in it, just atoms of mercury, but it's very cohesive and not very adhesive. So unlike water, it does not really stick to the glass. And if I jiggle it around, it can break up into little segments, and the segments will quickly reconvene and form this larger drop. So mercury is very cohesive. Watch it take these other drops. And not very adhesive. Has a high surface tension like water, but even higher, and it forms a very roundish drop shape. Here you can see it's in 3 segments, and now it'll clump up into back into 1. And the last thing is it has a pretty low freezing point, even though it is a liquid. Water's freezing point, of course, being a liquid at room temperature, but so is mercury. Water's freezing point is around 273 Kelvin. The freezing point of mercury is around 240 Kelvin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in the freezer, and you're going to notice that after a while, it is still a liquid. So here we go. I'm removing it from the freezer. And with all my ice cream, there it is. And in the freezer, it's about 250 Kelvin. After some time in the freezer, it's still a liquid. Good old liquid mercury. So again, you could get some on your own to show your buddies or wire friends, but definitely recommend taking the safety precautions of sealing it. In this case, sealing it twice, and not playing around with it, but being educated, knowing what it is, and marveling at the wonders of chemistry. So thank you for watching Seneca Quimica. Go Mercury!